Yo, what's up? Today we're going to talk about the most special and overall strongest American premium squad in the game, and it's the 506 Parachute Infantry Regiment, also known as the famous Filthy 13. Famous for their exploits on the Western Front after D-Day and in the Battle of the Bulge, also shown by multiple movies and TV series. This is one of the most famous American units of World War II, and an absolutely adequately represented one, because as they were in real life known for their high skill and their sabotage missions, in Enlisted you can do exactly the same thing, because being paratroopers you can land them everywhere, most often behind enemy lines, grab whatever mix of tools and weapons you need from the paratrooper box, and then start infiltrating the enemy lines and blowing up things, blowing up tanks, mining their backlines, and just terrorizing the enemies any way possible. As with all paratrooper squads enlisted, their main specialty is the ability to choose how you want to spawn. You can spawn like a normal infantry squad on a rally point or APC, or you can use the plane and parachute down. This gives you the advantage to pick almost any point on the battlefield and parachute down exactly there, and unlike in real life, it's actually very hard to shoot down the paratroopers themselves in the air, and it's also extremely hard to shoot down the plane since it's flying extremely fast and enemies won't get a hit marker or a white aiming circle to help them aim at your plane. So that part is very safe, and their second specialty is that they of course come down with their paratrooper box, which is filled with a selection of 4 different kits, and once you drop down you can go to the box and choose one of them and change the abilities or the equipment of 3 of your soldiers, giving them additional weapons. After you pick the paratrooper squad and decided to parachute down, you see this area on the screen that shows you where you can drop down. This size and shape depends on the map. Sometimes it's bigger and sometimes it's smaller. Here it is quite small, usually it would be bigger than here. And if you decide to instead spawn normally, you can do it by clicking here. If you deactivate the airborne deployment, you can spawn normally. Once your plane is in the air, it takes some seconds to reach the target point, and then comes the tricky part. When do you decide to open your parachute? Because if you open it too early, it will take a long time until you actually reach the ground, making it very easy for your enemies to shoot you down. If you open it too late, you will crash into the ground and die. So here's the optimal way. Once you jump out of the plane, count 11 seconds and then open it, or after you see the paratrooper box opening its parachute, count 3 seconds or 3.5 to 4 and open it, and then you will land exactly perfectly like this, taking only a little bit of damage and being maximum fast. The content of the paratrooper box depends on the BR that you're playing in. The higher the BR, the stronger the content, and since this premium squad automatically comes as a BR5 squad, due to the Thompson gun itself, you will also get access to the strongest box equipment. Once you reach the box, you can choose from the 4 different setups. These are a assaulter setup, meaning you can get 3 machine guns, so 3 of the soldiers will get something, the others not really, and additional medkits, or the anti-tank gunner setup, giving you 3 launchers, in this case bazooka 9s, and 6 anti-tank mines. Keep in mind, if you already have mines equipped, you will get additional mines this way. Or the mortar setup, which gives you 2 mortars and an engineer hammer, turning one of your paratroopers into an engineer. This is the setup that gives you the ability to build rally points behind enemy lines, very useful. And 6 grenades. And the recon setup, also the sniper setup. This gives you 2 sniper rifles, in this case the really strong Sniper Garand, which, thanks to the perking of the soldiers I'm gonna address later, will have basically 0 recoil when you use it, so you can actually spray it, even on long range. And a radio, meaning you can call an artillery strike with the sniper setup, and additional anti-personnel mines. Extremely useful, especially since you want anti-tank mines anyway on these paratroopers, and then you will have both types of mines. So, which one of these are the best to pick? It's quite simple. It obviously depends on the situation, but the assault squad setup is by far the worst and never worth taking, since what you get is a mediocre 20-round machine gun that's straight up worse than the Thompson you already have in your hands. Next, the anti-tank gunner setup is obviously a very good pick if you have a tank nearby, and killing a gray zone tank with this is absolutely worth it, especially since if you pick something else and there's a tank nearby, chances aren't that high that you're gonna survive anyway. So this is a good one. Also good to just spam all the anti-tank mines across the enemy gray zone tank driving areas, so you make sure that even after your squad is gone, the enemy tanks still have something to remember you. Then the mortar squad, usually you take it for the engineer hammer, not for the mortars, but sometimes the mortars themselves can be useful, especially if you can also shell something in the gray zone that you can't reach, preferably tanks with a weak top, since you can also destroy them. But due to their grenades, they're also quite good to attack closed objectives like bunkers and houses by just spamming grenades and then rushing in. And the recon setup is very good if you have an open objective, which you can artillery strike if you haven't called an artillery strike since the last 4 minutes. And the sniper rifles are also really good, not only due to their range advantage, giving you a nice complementary weapon to your short-range Thompson, but also because they are ridiculously good as a weapon by themselves, very high power level, and on top of that they come with almost 100 ammo, making this weapon even better than it already is. As normal for premium squads, this one comes in quite naked, meaning you get your special weapon and some additional equipment, but you can improve it by filling out these empty slots. Now here's my recommendation what to do. Give these paratroopers an X, so whenever you deploy you can quickly run to the action. Also a flask for the synergy, so you can replenish your stamina quickly. A pistol just in case. And then a tank mine, because if you parachute somewhere, most of the time you're gonna do it in sensitive areas behind the enemy lines. And dropping anti-tank mines there is really good, since that's exactly where the enemy tanks are gonna be. And a phosphor mine, phosphor grenade. You can use any type of grenade, though I noticed creating chaos and fear with a phosphor grenade and then running around very quickly using your mobility and your insane 100 round bullet magazine is a really good combo, since this grenade helps you distract the enemies quite nicely, or also helps you lure them out of a full building and then you just spray into the door and get all the kills. And regarding the perks, now here's even the stronger aspect of the squad. Paratroopers by default are level 2 soldiers, so they get +6 additional perk points. They come with 4 stars, so you want to upgrade them instantly to 5 stars. You can do it by either grinding experience, though it takes long since it's the last stage, which takes 6,500 experience, or you just use the upgrade orders, and now you're instantly on your maximum 14, 18, 20, 20 configuration. These perks, also as normal for premium squads, aren't that good. So what you want to do is put in 2 perks in the safer landing, 2 perks into breath holding stabilization, and 2 perks here, here, here. And now remove everything else they came with, because they come with not that good useful perks, especially this one, most useless perk ever for a weapon like this. And now you get vitality. Oh, sorry. Remove this one too. Now you get vitality and you get yourself maximum vertical recoil. You get yourself a little bit of faster reload and a little bit of less chance of dying and faster aiming. Now this perk configuration is insanely perfect for this Thompson, because looking at this Thompson, obviously perfect fire rate for an SMG, good damage, actually almost assault rifle damage. It's between high SMG and assault rifle damage, which is typical for Thompsons. And obviously the 100 round magazine, but here comes the magic. It has insanely good low recoil. If you compare these 38 vertical and 7 horizontal with the normal best Thompson that you get in the game, the 50 round Thompson, this one comes in with a much worse recoil. It comes with 90-90. Now why is it worse? Simple, vertical recoil you can easily control by holding the mouse down while spraying. Horizontal you can't control because it strays to the sides. So you want as little horizontal as possible, and the vertical you don't really mind. 40 to 50 vertical recoil on a weapon is very fine. It's not even a problem. And the normal Thompson has exactly the bad configuration. Low vertical but quite high horizontal. The numbers for horizontal, even if they are low, they're still everything beyond 10 horizontal is becoming a problem. With this weapon, there's no problem like that. you have almost 0 horizontal, and you have very comfy 38 vertical. With these perks that we just established, it becomes even less, because we get minus 40% and we get minus 11%. So minus 51%, so you basically halving this into an extremely low 97 recoil. So this weapon has 0 recoil, that's exactly what you see in the footage. It has basically 0 recoil when you shoot it. And if you control the recoil a little bit, it gets even more precise and drops down to literally 0. So yes, absolutely overpowered, absolutely strong. The only downside this weapon has compared to the normal Thompson is the additional reload speed, which doesn't even matter because you have much more ammunition. Another really cool thing about the squad is that you can give it the possibly best camo in the whole American tree, and it's first the standard leaf helmet and then this uniform. Now this uniform can't be bought with any other squad, sadly. As you can see, this is the best camo uniform you can usually get for the Americans, but these paratroopers get this amazing, very nice looking uniform, and you get it by going to appearance and then getting yourself the helmets of your choice, and then getting this camouflage exactly here for the whole body. Also quite cheap because you don't need to buy multiple sets, you just need to buy the helmet and then the whole body for just 8 customization orders. And if you want to do it quickly after getting it for one soldier, click on the full squad apply and then you will get it instantly for the whole squad. As you can see, this is a hell of a squad, very fun to play, very strong, and gives you access to multiple strategies that are not even available in the normal tech tree. Alright, let me know what you think, and until next time, goodbye.